let me show you how to make one of my favorite sizes of terrariums. It's still miniature, but it's big enough to see all the detail. And I'm just going to start, like I always do, by making a drainage layer out of aquarium sand. And then I'll just tap the glass to level that out. Now, I like to create a design in my drainage layer, and I do that by building up different layers of colored sand. And I'll just use one hand to slowly spin the terrarium while using the other to direct the sand towards the glass so I can build up those layers. And this color combination has kind of become a signature of a lot of my terrariums, but you could really use any colors of sand that you like. I'll give the glass a little shimmy and that'll level out the top layer of sand. Then I'll grab a couple scoops of my terrarium soil and add that into the vessel and just level that out with a small paintbrush. And once that's level, I'll add a couple large stones to create a hardscape. This is going to give like a little mountain range vibes for this small terrarium. Then I can prep my moss. So I'll grab this really cool piece of moss I've been keeping in my moss box, and I'll just take a little section from the corner here. One of the things I love about moss is it really is this easy to make multiple plants. You can just cut it down smaller, or like I did, separate it with your hands. And I'll just add that to the terrarium and then nudge it into place with the end of a skewer stick. Now, to give the terrarium some more visual interest, I'm going to add a couple small stones in the front and use a brush to create kind of like a path. And I'll use my tweezers to pick out any stones that aren't working. I love using cuttings of fittonia in my terrarium because I have a lot of luck with them, and I think that I just love the look of the plant as well. But this one in particular is called Lovers. It's just got these little florets that are perfect for these miniature terrariums. And I'll just take a cutting of that, and I'm gonna remove the lower leaves to expose more of the stem, if you will. And I'll cut each of those lower leaves off, and each of those leaves could actually be propagated. That's how easy these are to propagate. And so I'll remove those leaves, and you can see just how tiny they are, but that would grow a whole new plant. I'll add the cutting to the terrarium, but first I want to remove some of the smaller stones to expose some of the soil underneath so that stem can be in contact with the soil. Lastly, I'll add a couple drops of distilled water before replacing the cork top to help hold in the humidity so that this small terrarium can thrive.